up ahead for him as well. Dr. Veer, Pushpa Gupta is also with us here now. Clearly, as our panelists have pointed out, UK at this stage is in no mood to celebrate a new Prime Minister. They've had, a difficult time. Will Rishi Sunak, as he's already said he's going to get on with work immediately, have no other choice? But do you feel from what he said today and spoke outside 10 Downing Street, a sense of optimism that he's bringing to the office?
I firmly believe Rishi Sunak is the man for this job. Let's look at forget about everything else. Let's look at his educational history, right? He went to Winchester College, he then went to Oxford, and then he went to Stanford for MBA. He worked in Goldman Sachs. He was the Chancellor of the United Kingdom at a time when the UK was really struggling during COVID. And I think he did a really good job with the furlough scheme. He helped people in this country that needed money at that time. And now he's being responsible enough to say that, look, we have to pay all that money back and we're not going to leave it for the future generations. We're going to do it ourselves. This is the mistake that Liz Truss made, and that's why she is not in the PM position today. He was saying this all along. He's saying this today. And I think that he's the only man for the job. You know, regardless of his color, regardless of his race, which in itself is a huge achievement for the British Indian community, for the Indian community all over the world. But I think that just on the basis of his educational background, he is the man for the job to get us out of this economic crisis. There's no questions about it. And I firmly believe that he will do his job.
Task cut out. But Dr. Gupta, is his challenge even greater as he becomes the first person of color of Asian origin to assume the office of the Prime Minister, and also because he was initially seen as one person along with the other person, Sajid Javed. Both of them were the first two ones to have put in their resignations during Boris Johnson's tenure, as one who started the process of destabilizing the government of the Conservative Party. I think a lot of people in the Conservative Party had a grudge against him on that count, and that's why he didn't make the cut in the first go against Liz Truss.
Yes, and it was that whole Judas argument. He was made to look like Judas, the one who stabbed Jesus Christ in the back. I think that's nonsense. Look, what was happening at that time was that the country was not being run properly. It was not being run effectively. The economic policies that he had laid out were not being followed in the way that he wanted them to be followed. And he honorably came out and told that to the public and said, look, this is not the way that I was foreseeing my policies to be used in this government. And clearly there was a disagreement between him and Boris Johnson and how the country should be economically run. And so he came out and said that, look, I can't do this job anymore. And I think that's, you can twist that in any way you want. But I think as an honorable person, I think that's the right thing to do. If he's not going to be able to get the job done, then he needs to come out and say it. And I think his Prime Minister's bid that he did afterwards was exactly because he wanted to do those economic policies that he was firmly believing in. And now he's going to have that opportunity to do so. So if he's not able to do it now, then, we can point fingers at him and say, look, Rishi, you didn't do the mandate that you set out to do, but at least give him a chance. And this is my humble request to everybody that whether they support him or they don't support him, he's clearly stepped up at this time when the UK needs someone. He was sitting at home. They had asked him that, look, now we need you to come and do the job. And he's up for the job. So let's give him a chance. Let's give him a try and see how he does. Clearly, he's already won the hearts of many, many, many people in the UK, including the Asian community, including the ethnic minorities. I was in Southampton yesterday night for Diwali, and there was a huge celebration there. The people were so happy that a local boy from Southampton has gone to a place where the world can now see him as a world leader. So I really hope that he does the job. I really do.